What up, guys? All right, CJ back here with another podcast episode, and we're gonna break down a little more Week 1 lines. As always, for NFL, I'm over here with my buddy T. T, thank you again for coming on. How you doing, man? You ready to roll or what?
Of course. Thank you for having me. Absolutely, I'm always ready to roll with you, CJ.
Always ready to roll, man. So tomorrow is a big day. It's the day that everybody's been pretty much waiting for, right?
Hands down. At least we have.
Yeah, at least we have. That's for sure. At least we have. So we have. You know what the cool thing about this week is? We have 2 games before the Sunday games, which is, in my opinion, kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. And then I know we went over some Week 1 lines last week, but we can kind of go over to see if we saw any more value this week or anything else that that caught our attention. I don't know if there's anything that caught your attention, but you did bring up a good one to me last week and to the audience of Atlanta Falcons and Pittsburgh Steelers under. You said under 42, right? Or what did you have it at? Under 42 or 3?
I got it at 42.
42. Okay, it's 41.5. So that's pretty sharp of you right there. That's pretty sharp.
What's the line at?
It's 41.5. And it's actually toggled to 41.
We went down to 40.5.
Oh, went down to 40. It went up a little bit. I mean, technically, when you think about it, that could just be a little bit of buyback, going back up to 41, just simply because 40 is really, really low. 41 is, like, in my opinion, the sweet spot. Because you have some games land right on 41, some games land right on 42. It's very rare that they land right on 40, but that was a good one, man. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna give your pick for the Thursday night game tomorrow, and then I'll kind of give you what I'm leaning in terms of like what I've looked at so far, but nothing's gonna be official just yet. But I know you guys are all gonna be waiting for T's pick in Kansas City and Baltimore tomorrow, and I'm actually looking forward to hear it in the breakdown that he has on it. So I'm looking forward to that right now. But before that, let's go over some of these other games. Or actually, you know what? I'll let you lead off with it. You want to just lead off with your breakdown on that one, and then I can give mine in the end? Because I know you've been wanting to kind of give me a little of your thoughts.
On the Thursday night, Ravens-Chiefs?
Ravens-Chiefs, Thursday night. Chiefs -3, over under 46.5. Yeah, so, yeah, go for it. I'll give you a little bit of my lean towards the end of the show.
I mean, I would probably I would take the Chiefs down to 2.5, and I would ride them. I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. I really do. Okay,
so you're saying 2.5 right now. They have it at plus 100 at a lot of spots. Actually, you could find it 2.5 at like minus 125.
So if you can find that, then perfect. If not, just buy down the half point. We very seldom need to CJ and I buy points, but at 3, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's actually very seldom. The number has to matter in my opinion. So
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy a point if it's like 11.5. I'm not going to buy it to 12. To me, that's stupid. What are the odds of it landing on 12? You got to calculate those odds depending on what you're going to spend on buying that hook,
For sure.
So you like the Chiefs at the 2.5. What makes you think that or like that? I definitely want to hear your angle on that or your opinion on that in short.
Why do I like them?
Yeah, why are you taking the Chiefs? Obviously, it's game 1, so nothing is like, these are all like very light tails and very light
Sure. There's a lot of reasons I can give. I can start off with them returning back to grab their rings and making a statement for the league by beating a good Ravens team, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of it is just, with all due respect to Lamar, it's just when Lamar is faced with adversity or a big game, he's never showed up.
You're 100%
what makes me
right.
think he's going to show up any differently this Thursday? And if he does, awesome. But by his stats and his resume, when it comes to primetime big games, he's just never there.
Yeah, I do agree with that, actually. I mean, I 100% agree with his numbers when it comes to primetime games is not great. So that's your angle on it, or just the way you're looking at it. It's like if they're going to give you Mahomes or Lamar, from what it sounds like, it's like, why are you going to take Lamar with the track record that he has compared to what Mahomes has at home?
For sure, especially when the game's in Kansas City. I mean, even when the game's in Baltimore, he still finds a way to choke. But
yeah. Well, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate on you. All right. You said the
Okay.
ring ceremony and everything. You wouldn't think a lot of times. I need to get some stats on that. I'd love to look them up right now, but before I lose my train of thought, a lot of times when teams are getting their rings, it's usually a letdown, right? Because they're excited to get their rings, and usually like the odds or the public in general, the odds will reflect that, right? You're not worried about that being a letdown. You're actually thinking it's going to fuel them to cover, because usually the numbers in the past, like I said, I haven't pulled them up, but I know they favor betting against that trend, right? So
Sure,
so why
you're right.
why doesn't that worry you? Is it simply because of the Lamar factor that you just told me about?
No, they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They won back-to-back fucking Super Bowls. Enough said.
Yeah, no, you brought up a good point, man. It's funny to me because I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking. I did want to play devil's advocate, but I did think like I don't think that would phase them. Because I've heard that floating around over the past week, like, well, Baltimore this. Well, you don't think Las Vegas knows that? You don't think bookmakers know that? And they're still
Has nothing to do with that.
yeah, to me, I think all that is already instilled in the line. There's no secret in that. When it comes to line making, when it comes to making plays, investment type plays, right? They know this stuff already. Maybe if this was 5 years ago, you could have caught them off guard. 7 years ago, not now, man. This stuff is all known. Everything is built into this line.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree. No way.
So yeah, buying down the 2.5 because obviously you would have wanted to land on 3. My thing is this. I'll give a little more of like what I'm leaning towards the end of the pod, but my thing is this: when Vegas has it at 3, and this is just kind of going against you buying the 2.5. I don't personally, if you're thinking like just to keep it safe, I get it, but if Vegas leaves it on 3 opening night, they don't want to push. They don't want to push. They want somebody to win and somebody to lose. So maybe you'll see that drop down to 2.5 if they do feel like it's going to be a closer game by the numbers. Or I don't see it crossing 3.5 personally, because I don't think they want the influx of money on the Ravens. This is my personal opinion.
No chance in how they're gonna put it at 3.5.
Yeah, no. But maybe you'll get it at the 2.5. But if it stays at the 3, man, I'll tell you one thing. To me, it's like if it stays at the 3, they're just saying like they don't think it's going to land on 3. They think it'll land on something else. But there's been crazier shit, man, obviously with these extra points and everything being further now for the last couple of years. So
I mean, if the line stays at 3 and people like Baltimore, that's perfect. Buy the half point. But it can go both ways on buying the point on this, right?
1,000% it can. And that's the beauty of always talking about these lines and games every week, and that's why we love it so much, right? There's so much you can talk about going back and forth in an argument based on one thing or another.
For sure.
So you're locked in on the Chiefs tomorrow. Okay. I haven't locked in on anything just yet, but like I said, I'll tell you at the end. So we broke down some lines last week. Actually, before we get into those breakdowns of lines, what are your thoughts on the Packers and Eagles at -2.5? I think the line ended up moving from 2 to 2.5, right?
Never really looked into that game. That's a game where I have absolutely no opinion on. That game can go either way, man. I need to see these teams. I need to see what type of Eagles are here. Going to be here this year. I need to see the Packers. Where the Packers are going to be here this year. This is definitely a stay away game for me, people.
Yeah. So you think it's a stay away game? I actually am. I'm considering the side that I'm looking at right now. I've talked about it a little bit to my VIP personal service, but like you said, I think a lot of people should know that week 1. Don't get all fucking excited. I mean, get excited. Get fucking excited. But don't get all excited in terms of your bankroll management and start spreading the board, playing this game, that game. Like, at the end of the day, man, you don't know what these teams are going to do. I don't care what anybody says. You still need to see them perform on the field. Some of these teams, some of these players didn't even have a whole OTA, didn't even have a whole training camp. So you really need to give this a little time before you lay some serious money. And I know T is going to be a little more conservative on. I just by knowing you, I know you're going to be a little more conservative on that Chiefs game, just because you're like, yeah, you're gonna take them, or you're already locked in, but you're not taking it for what you normally would do on like one of those days where you're just going to slam a game,
You're asking me, is this like a high star rated game?
Yeah, no. I mean, I already know your answer is no, because you don't know enough about them.
I know enough about Kansas City and Baltimore.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so wait. Is this a high star rated game?
I mean, it could go. I mean, let's be honest. We know who the Ravens are, and the reason why I brought up we don't know the Eagles and we don't know the Packers were the Eagles were completely trash last year, so we don't really know which Eagles we're gonna get. They were all over the place. They weren't in sync. I still have a lot of questions about Jordan. Obviously, he played well. It's one season. There's always a second season drought. Sometimes that could happen. So that's the only reason why I don't know which product we're going to get. When it comes to Baltimore and it comes to whatchamacallit, it really just comes down to coaching to me against those two. Really, most of the time, it comes down to a nail biter, and the team that doesn't mess up usually wins. And let's be honest, that's what makes Kansas City so good, is they don't make the mistakes that everybody else makes. They're the closest to a Bill Belichick-led team I've seen in a while. They don't make mistakes. In crucial times, they don't get massive penalties, and seldomly when they do, they fucking throw the ball 30 yards and get a first down. That's not the point.
And that's the Reed and Mahomes factor for you, man.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to say is this, the Eagles and the Packers, they're just kind of unknown. These two teams have been in there every single year for the last, 4 or 5? We know what we're
You know what you're getting. They played last year. They played about 5 months ago. Not much has changed.
Yeah.
Other than Rashee Rice ain't going to be there, but let's be real, they're just going to load up with Worthy at the rookie watch. I actually think he's going to have a big game tomorrow.
And they got Henry too, brother.
Oh, you're talking about the Ravens. The Ravens, yeah.
I'm talking about both sides. You said they don't have what's his name. I said, well, they got what's his name.
Yeah. So both sides have made a little adjustment, but at the end of the day, because of the coaching staff, because of the quarterback, because of the style of play, you kind of know what you're getting. You kind of know what you're getting, right? All right, that's I like that though, man. I like how you kind of thought about that, and
I would be surprised if this game's a slingshot. I'd be surprised.
You would be surprised? Yeah.
If they're out just throwing the ball, scoring left to right, I'd be surprised. These are also two good defenses.
I mean, yeah, they just saw each other, man. You know how it goes.
It's going to come down to 3. I think what's going to happen is Kansas City's a tie game. It's going to come down and kick a game-winning field goal. Wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to call this for tomorrow, okay? I'm going to call Worthy of the that new receiver for the Chiefs, kid coming out of Texas. I'm going to call a big game out of him. I'm going to call a big game out of him.
You want to give us a little bit more prescription about him?
Oh, Worthy was just one of the Texas Longhorns, elite receivers. He was there for a couple of years, and it said that I've actually read up a lot of things in terms of Patrick Mahomes and him have some pretty good chemistry coming off the bat, and now they're not going to have Rice this year, so he's going to need to find somebody else to throw to other than Kelsey, that kind of that new receiver that he needs to go to, right? Because Rice emerged a little more towards the end of last year. He's gone. He always finds chemistry with somebody, and I just think Worthy's going to stretch the field, and I could see some big plays coming in with him.
There we go. Yeah.
So, and that's the crazy part about that, man, is if he stretches the field, I know Kelsey's a year older, but it just leaves a little more void there for him to be able to throw it to Kelsey. That's the craziest shit, right?
Yeah, you know what's funny, man, is I had Travis Kelce on my fantasy team last year, and he fucking did shit.
Yeah, but he makes catches in critical moments. That's the thing, man. It's not about the numbers. I think.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that, CJ. But if that happened last year, I mean, he is getting older.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah.
He's getting older, but now it's another year older.
Yeah, and it's in the NFL another year, man. That translates into a lot more time compared to other sports.
For sure.
It translates to 1 year you could be at the top of your game. The next year you could be like, what happened to this guy? So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll definitely see what happens. I could tell. You know what? I don't even have to wait till the end of the pod. I could tell you right now. I saw this line initially months ago. Didn't think too much of it at the time because
who you taking?
I didn't think too much of it at the time, but I saw it and I just said,
the Baltimore Ravens.
No, man. I don't have a official pick on it, but I just automatically, even now, even as of looking at it over the last couple of weeks, automatically lean Chiefs. And the reason I lean Chiefs, man, that team has fucking demolished me when the numbers were against them, and I just can't. There's something it would just be stupid of me to not lean that side to start and at least look at analytics that side before I look at anything else, right? The fucking numbers and everything, that's what I tell people. People like to say bet numbers, right? But what about human element? What about Andy Reid coach teams with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback? You can't throw numbers into that shit, dude. And that's why they wreck spreads. They just do it year and game after game, man.
Very true.
It's like Brady and Belichick, like you said, it's the closest that you've seen to them. So yeah, I lean Kansas City. I don't have anything on it yet. I lean that, I don't know, like, if you do have my personal service, you guys know I'm big on bankroll management. It doesn't mean that I'm going to fire away at it, just like T and I talked about. Like, I'm not going to do that because we don't know. We know what we know about it, but we don't know everything about these teams just yet, you know? We don't know little wrinkles that got added into, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my lean. I know you're already locked in. That's just my lean on it. But what made you think I was going to take Baltimore, or even consider Baltimore, I should say?
Because you didn't really give me much of a feedback when I picked Kansas City. You didn't really say much. I was thinking maybe he likes the other side, which is totally fine. Which makes it more exciting when we're
It does. I actually do like that sometimes. Yeah. Nah, but I like. I just wanted to hear you out, man. I really enjoy listening to your opinion on things, and I kind of wanted to like let you just play the whole thing out. And I was playing devil's advocate just because I like you do it with me, I do it with you, man. We need to have reasons. We need to push each other on why this team, why that. Like that's how we get better, man. That's how we get better because. You're looking at that game, you could look back and say, maybe I could have looked at this different. Maybe I wouldn't have lost this money. But as long as you're on the right side, you're not going to win every game, right? But as long as you're on the right side of it, even if the game loses, if you do it over the long term, you will win. You just have to stay consistent at what you're doing.
For sure. To all of our fans out there, when CJ and I pick a game and we're on the opposite sides, I promise you that next week will be a great show. Because one of us is going to be talking shit to the other.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure, man.
You guys can enjoy it.
That is definitely for sure. That's going to happen for sure. And it'll happen. It happens every year. We're betting like steak dinners or whatever the case is.
For sure.
So we're always going at it. But okay, so that's that. I do have a lean on Eagles Packers. You did bring up some good points. I'll leave that lean to my personal service VIP because, like I said, if I don't play it, if I do play it, can't give all your secrets out all at once, you know. But my initial thought was like you, it's going to be a close game, just so you know. It was. I don't think it's very easy to clearly say this team's going to win. I think it should be a good show, man. I think these first two games should be a good show for the NFL.
They're for sure favoring the Eagles, right?
What, in the Packers Eagles?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, there's no favorite on it right now. And I'll be real with you. A couple weeks back, I was like, okay, the Packers. I can see the Packers coming out. Then days after, as I was like looking over lines again, I was like, okay, let me see if there's some value in the Eagles. So that's literally where my head was at with it up until this week, you know?
Yeah, so you don't really know yet.
No. I need to look at more numbers, analytics. Another reason is because I've been consumed with baseball, to be honest with you. So, like, my capping on football has been, like, a certain amount of hours, and I can't cram every sport into like, those hours, you know? So I try to, like, you know, divide everything up and then kind of refresh my brain or whatnot to really give it a go. But in terms of another game, right? There's another game that is on here that I was there's one game that I'm looking at, and I think you talked to me about it. I'm gonna be at this game actually. Well, we're both heading to this game, so. It's going to be the Niners-Jets Monday night.
One's heading as a Niner fan and one's heading as an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Make that clear, an Aaron Rodgers fan. Yeah.
Very clear. I'm not a Jets fan.
Not Jets fan. I can give you an initial like lean on that game that I was already looking at, and I can kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown. Like I said, none of my plays have been officially in yet because sometimes I just lay off of them, you know. But I'm going to be at the game, and sometimes, you know, me and you both, even when we're just at the game, just a little action, even if it's just a little bit, nothing crazy, just to like, maybe not even a full unit, we'll see. But I lean under at the 44. It was 44 earlier, 2 days ago, a day and a half ago, I should say. It's 43.5 now. I think you could find a 44 at some spots. There's a reason why I lean the under. It's for one, Ayuk had that whole holdout situation with the Niners. It's a little bit of drama. Then Trent Williams, they're barely coming back. You don't know how they're going to mesh in terms of like, I mean, they're the same team. So you know they're going to mesh, but are they going to be winded? Are they going to be out of shape?
I was going to say, brother.
No. Yeah. Are they going to be
for 4 or 5 fucking years?
Yeah. But they have.
There's absolutely no excuse for the 49ers. If you don't win it this year, you're done.
Oh, I know that. But what I'm trying to tell you,
you guys, everybody and their mamas is a free agent, and you got to pay Barack. So y'all ain't gonna have.
Let me tell you something though. No, let me tell you something though. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, I lean the under because they didn't get a full OTA in themselves, right? So if they didn't get a full OTA in themselves, who knows how the offense is going to be? And Saleh for the Jets head coach was a 49ers defensive coordinator. He knows Mike Shanahan's scheme. I mentioned that to you yesterday. So I'm like, okay, that gives them a good chance to stop them. And in general, the 49ers at home, their defense is always pretty stout. I think it might take Aaron Rodgers, even if it's a couple quarters, to get going. So I just lean that under 44 because I could see it being a slobber knocker type of game. Now, going back to what you just said, yes, I have fucking 1,000% agree with you. I think this is it. I think this is the last year. I don't care what anybody says. I think if you don't do it this year, man, we just talked about 1 year in the NFL getting older is a lot more than other sports, man. So the whole team getting 1 year older, man, it's the window's pretty much going to be closed. That's my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. I've actually been telling people that, and they're like, yeah, but they signed everybody long term. I was like, dude, you guys don't get it. Like, it's not about that, you know?
It's not.
It's not about that, man. There's teams that are younger, faster, getting better. You just can't hang your hat on that kind of stuff. So
and if Shanahan doesn't win, he could. You know who Shanahan reminds me of, bro. You know who I think he's gonna be like.
Ooh, go ahead and lay it on me, man.
Hear me out. So, remember when Andy Reid was really, really good as a coach in Philly, but just couldn't win anything?
Yeah, with Donovan McNabb.
But it took him another decade or another era to win the championship. I think that's what's going to happen to Shanahan. He ain't going to win shit in San Francisco because it's just too late. It's just too late. They're just not. After that, he'll probably go somewhere. Well, let's be honest. If he gets fired, he's going to get hired from as fast as possible. And I think he'll win it with another team eventually because you know why? At that point, he's a young coach, but right now he's going through the experiences of losing in the Super Bowls and missing crucial rules and calls and everything.
A lot of mistakes, a lot of blown leads.
I mean, people don't realize that's what happened to Bill too. Bill was losing a lot
with the Browns.
His career, you know,
he was with the Browns. Yeah.
So I think stuff. So I could see that happening, and that's no disrespect to the 49ers, but at this point, man, hey, if you win it this year, great. If you don't, you're done. That's it.
Yeah, I don't see us coming back with the same tenacity the following year. I think this is a year that they're gonna have the best unit on the field in terms of what they have going on right now. So I agree with that. Yeah.
You're 100% losing your safety. That's for damn sure.
You talking about Hufanga?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he got hurt last year, man. Let's see how he does. So let's see how he does. But that's my lean on that one, man. You got any lean on that one before I get into a couple of the values that I saw over looking at the Lions after going over all the lines last week?
No, unfortunately, that's not a game I would touch.
Okay. So that's like I said, that's just a lean. Haven't touched it. But there was a line that I saw that I'm doing a lot of digging, and I don't know if I am gonna fire away, but for some reason I don't know why it just keeps I keep looking at it, and I know it's a little bit dangerous, but I have reasons of why I even started to look at it. And this line is the Chargers at home laying 3 against the Raiders. That's a division game. That's a scary part. That's why I'm a little hesitant. But I just think that I need to look a little more into like the acquisitions and all that. I haven't looked as much into it to really say like, hey, I'm laying it, I'm doing it, you know. But I do think that Harbaugh's going to want to make a statement, and I do think that he's going to want to make a statement with Herbert. And if he's going to do it, it's going to be game 1, right? It's going to be game 1 because you can't go out there and just lay an egg on your debut with the quarterback. If this is the year, in my opinion, where they're either going to say Herbert was just a guy who we always thought he was going to be, or he's not. You know, like he's going to be like, okay, he's just that guy. Like, yeah, he can maybe hit a game-winning drive. Yeah, maybe he can make some clutch throws, but he's just never going to jump that hump of like being one of the top 5 QBs, you know? Because he's been talked about so much, but this is a year, right? And if I think 3 is a short line, considering the fact that let's be real, they're going to be a home crowd though. There's a lot of Raiders fans in LA. So I think it'll be neutral, right? 50-50.
I mean, the Chargers have always been playing like that.
Yeah, they've always been playing like that, so it's nothing new. But I think Harbaugh wants to show that he can change that, change that regime up over there. And I think 3 is short. But I want to know why it's 3 because I always look at a -3 specifically, a favorite of 3, and I'm like, why? Why is it only 3? And if I can find reasons for it being short, great, I'll lay it. If not, I lay off of it. So that's one of those ones that I saw. You said you didn't find any other one, right? Well, you gave official
I
picks.
did. I had spoken about it earlier on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I had told everybody that I like the Vikings. The Vikings line opened up at +1 against the Giants. Now it's them -2. So the line is 3 points.
I remember that. Talk about beating a line, and that's what I tell people a lot. If you can beat the line, you won. Win or lose that game, you won. You keep playing like that, you're gonna win long term.
Right.
If you keep playing like that.
I also caught the line on the over/under on the Steelers. That line dropped to 40.5, brother. It did.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. Are you Steelers and Falcons, right? It did drop to 40.5.
Yeah.
Then you just had buyback. By the way, what buyback is for a lot of people that don't know, I know me and you are always talking about lines too, right? But if a line opens at 44 or 44.5, and it dips down 43.5, dips down 42.5, dips down 41, dips down 40. What some people will do, or some people that are really sharp, or just play both sides in general, if they feel like, oh, that's a field goal, I'm getting 3.5 points or more in value there, they'll play the other side to try to middle it. Or worst case, sometimes they'll get the other side at +100, so they're not even losing juice. And that's why the lines go up, because at some point something gets too expensive or something gets too cheap, right? Like that's everything in life, not just these lines. That's everything. It's like, yeah, you want to, I don't know, you want your dream car. Yeah, how much is it going to cost you, right? Like you might have the money for it, but if it's a crazy, ridiculous price, like you're talking ridiculous, no, you don't want your dream car no more, you know?
For sure.
So everything has a price, and I think that's why that line came back up, because I know you said it was 40.5, I believe. But I don't think that's anything to worry about, man. I think that's, like I said, it's just buyback, and those two teams have shown they can play D. The only thing that can fuck that up, I guess, in a way, is new offensive, obviously quarterbacks and new offensive schemes that they're running that they're just not prepared for. But I think if you play this line long term, if this team played again and again and again in the same season, or they play twice in the same season, game 2 will more than likely always go under that. It's just you don't know what the schemes are going to come out like, you know?
For sure.
So that's why the buyback is there. But yeah, that Vikings line, fuck, kudos to you, man. -2. Holy shit, you're right. Yep. You were talking about it at +1 last week. If you guys listened to us last week, you was talking about it at +1. Don't sleep on him, man. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on him. Who do you have tomorrow? So you have the Chiefs tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna go lay the Chiefs.
If I don't win these games, which I fortunately will, I have caught the lines, and I will continuously try to catch lines in our favor.
Exactly, and that's the key right there.
With all my viewers, if you guys are upset I lose while catching lines, then you're not gonna go with us in the long haul. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, a lot. You know what? A lot of my community already knows. I preach it all the time. It's like, hey, you're not gonna win every day. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody says. And if they tell you they're gonna win any day, I'd love to see them on a daily basis playing. I'd love to see what they're taking, because I'd be like, sure. Okay.
When I catch lines like this, exactly what you said, that feels just as good as winning a bet. It really does.
It really does. It really does. It's like you've already won, even though the game hasn't even kicked off yet.
Right.
Yeah, agreed 1,000%, man. One other game that I think we talked about it a little bit last week. I just think Chicago -3.5, man. I'm going to look into that line a little bit. I'm actually looking at the +3.5 on Tennessee, because there's a lot of Caleb Williams hype, and Chicago needs to show me they can be favored more than a field goal to anybody right now, even though I do think they have a good team, but I don't know when they're going to match. That's just my opinion. I'm going to check that line out. I think 3.5 in that game can be a little bit suspect. You know, that's just my opinion, but I'm going to check it out. What do you feel about that one? You don't have to tell me if you like it or not, but would you say that that's like a fishy line, I guess?
It's a very fishy line.
It is, right? It is, yeah, I agree. So, yeah, man. I mean, other than those, there's not any other game.
ESPN Plus has it at 4.
Ooh, they have it at 4. Okay, so it must be 4 on other spots. I saw two spots right now that had 3.5, but I'm pretty sure there's a 4 somewhere out there. And if memory is correct, let me check. Yeah. So one of these books that I'm checking is known for being a sharper line book, which means the lines they'll take more sharper action from professionals. So what happens is they knock the line down. They're okay to like give you a better number on it, because they're comfortable knocking the line down, taking that professional action, as opposed to square books, Woody books. I call them Woody books, right? People hear me talk about Woody all the time. Woody books will give you a better number, but it's because they know the Woodies are going to take it, so they're going to give you a worse price on it. They're going to be like, oh, we know you're taking it, so why the hell do I need to move that number? They're not going to move it for you. They don't care, because they're going to just bring all the money, you know? So, yeah, man. those are pretty much our the values that I can give you now. Like I said, T's officially on the Chiefs. I'm leaning the Chiefs. I'll tell you guys that right now. We kind of both gave you our reasons for it. I'll kind of let my VIP know about the lean with the Eagles and the Packers that I'll have on Friday, but I have been looking at that game and just leaning the 49ers under. Other than the Chargers one and everything, they're just leans. But I think shit, T's already giving you two numbers that move. So if you didn't jump on them, man, you already the boat has sailed away if you didn't jump on them.
Yeah, for sure.
I have another buddy who's pretty sharp. He says, "Oh, you're too late to the party on that one, bro. You're out. You're too late to the party. That line has moved, man. That line has definitely moved." But then we're gonna go with. I'm gonna actually look at a couple other lines. You know what? Instead of looking at a couple other lines for right now, because you guys know me, I don't really give you guys anything that I don't really like forcing anything on anyone. I gave you pretty much all my leans. I gave you guys my strong lean for tomorrow, and T actually gave you his official pick for tomorrow. He's on the Chiefs. He gave you every reason for being on the Chiefs, and I totally understand why he gave you every reason for being on the Chiefs. And for those of you guys that didn't know, that Eagles and Packer game is actually not going to be here. That's why it's going to be on Friday. So that Eagles-Packers game is going to be in... I wanted to say that it's not London. 1 second, guys. Yeah, no, the Eagles, Packers. Give me one quick sec while I look that one up. We're just so used to games being in London, right? Yeah, that one's gonna be in Brazil, so we're good on that one. That one's gonna be in Brazil. You're not gonna have to wake up like at 4 a.m. to watch a London game. What was that? My bad.
How do you feel about the game being in Brazil?
How I feel about it, you brought up this point last week. I feel great that we don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to watch the game. I can tell you that, man. Yeah, there's times where I'm in Vegas, right, and I'm just like I'm getting ready to bet the morning games, but dude, even there it's too early because if you're going to bed later, you're like, damn, you're waking up at halftime of that game, getting ready to bet
You're more of a morning guy. You tend to make those games, right?
No, I'm more of a morning guy. I am, but realistically, like I'm waking up, I'm getting my routine going, and then as of that, even on Sundays, right? Like I'm looking at the board for other plays, so I can't sit there just watching that game the whole time because I'm getting ready to kind of release all the plays to the personal service packages and everything, planning ahead. But that's a real early start, man, because at that moment I'd have to wake up at like 4 a.m. I'm early morning, man, but I'm not that early. Maybe like 6 a.m. ish. You know, I'm at the gym by like 5:30. I'm up, have some food. I'm at the gym by like 6 a.m. That's cool with me. But the game being that early, man, it throws me back a little bit too.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
But yeah, man, definitely looking forward to the game tomorrow. You're on the Chiefs already. I'm actually leaning the Chiefs. Hopefully the listeners got some good nuggets out of that one. And next week we're gonna run it all back again. So we're gonna be giving you guys a Thursday night. T's gonna be giving you guys his Thursday night pick every single Thursday. So you guys are gonna really look forward to that on the pod. I can give you a couple of nuggets on what I'm thinking on it, or if there's a total or a specific type of play, team total, etc. I'll let you guys know that one as well. But
Wait, we didn't really get to hear your picks or anything, did we?
No, the only thing I'm on right now is like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit the Chiefs. Just don't know exactly what I'm gonna roll on them.
Pretty sure I like the Chiefs.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs. But you know what? Look. You gotta look for Worthy, man. Worthy tomorrow. He's gonna put up. What's his? Let me check his line on his receptions or anytime TD. Worthy Chiefs. Xavier Worthy. What do you got for me, man? What do you got for me? Let me see if I can find that for you. Xavier Worthy props. I don't even know if they're going to have that. No, they should have that up right now. I just know T always messes with me because I know a lot of college players, and he's always like asking me where guys went to school and this and that. So I'm sure he gets a kick out of hearing these like guys that he doesn't watch too often, but then I bring up the name. Okay, we got. Where you at, Worthy? Come on, where you at? There he is. Ooh, that's kind of low. Damn. What do you think his over-under on his yards is?
Not sure.
45.5.
Jesus.
It's kind of low, man. It's kind of low.
Am I allowed to give out my college plays today, or do I have to wait?
You can give whatever college play you want, man. Go for it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a college one? Go for it.
Let me give out to my people. One sec.
Bonus college plays. Look at that, man. Bonus college. Always grinding. That's what I love about him. Always grinding.
So, I think Iowa -2.5 is good versus Iowa State. I think Utah -14 at Baylor is good versus Baylor. Tennessee -7.5 against NC State is a good play, and I like Penn State -34 against Bowling Greens.
Penn State, man. Well, they went into West Virginia last week and they blew them out on the road, so I can easily see them blowing over Bowling Green.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Now you guys got four college picks from T. Dang, dude, you got a freaking. People are gonna start listening like on the daily now. You're dishing out picks left and right.
Got to, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. But
impress our guests.
For sure. So yeah, we'll definitely next week we're gonna wrap it up here. But next week we're gonna go over lines again on week 2, and we'll be doing the Thursday night pick, man. T will give you his Thursday night pick, and like I said, if I can find a prop for you guys or total, depending on if on the game, if I like something in the game or not, I'll dish it out here for you guys too. All right. Well, until next week, man. You excited about tomorrow, T?
I always am.
He always is. There you go. There you heard it. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, what's up? Exciting. Hell yeah, it is. If you guys haven't followed me yet, at CJ Wins on Instagram, you could do the at CJ Wins, or not at CJ Wins, at CJ Wins Sports app on Apple or Google. My bad. What I was going to say is at CJ Wins on Telegram too. You can check it out there. Or if you want, like T said last time, if you want to look at my packages, cjwins.com. There it all is for you guys, man. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm looking forward to rocking it out with T the whole football season, man, and giving you guys our value. All right, T, until next week, man.
Likewise, my guy. Good seeing you. Good talking.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
Later.